Hello guys, and welcome back to another Sons of the Forest update video. This time we're covering everything that's changed in update 2, and there have been some cool new things. The first thing that I want to talk about is if we go to the build menu, we can now build the Raincatcher from 16 sticks, if I have enough, and also your turtle shell, which you can harvest should you wish, but that's a little bit too mature for this. Ooh, also, look at the lovely... Okay, we're not going to watch that. But this will grab rain for you and you'll be able to drink from that. You'll probably be able to fill up your canteen as well. But this makes it so that if you are building down by the seaside, much more viable, as you're not going to have to run all the way up to the river in order to get fresh drinking water. Same if you're up in the mountainside as well. One thing of interest though is that there is another empty section here, so what might this be? Let me know if you have any idea in the comments below or what you would like to see. Moving on, we also have a few really cool things. One that you're probably really interested in is the new dead cultists that you'll see in the world, specifically in one location, which is where you can find the new cave system. Let's head there now. If you're wondering where the new cave system is, it is right here marked with these cultists. This is in the southern section of the map on the west side. So we're going to go in here now and see what's inside. Do be warned though, you're going to want to be well prepared for this, and you're definitely going to need your rebreather if you haven't got it already, and probably a lot of weapons, as this is going to have a lot of enemies inside it. The cave is absolutely massive, and it's a bit like a cenote. You need to go down this little section here with the rebreather to get where you're going. I don't want to spoil this for you, so I will skip most of it. There are several sections that are these steep slopes. I recommend checking each area out before heading down because there are side caves as well. And as with most caves in this game, do make sure to follow the light. It gives you a good idea as to where everything is. You'll see a lot of cultists. As you go through here, you'll see a lot of hieroglyphs around. Do check them out. It's pretty cool. And you'll want to go through all of this, all the way until you get to the very deep sections of the cave itself. You'll know if you're heading in the right direction. Eventually, you'll find yourself in a cavern which is surrounded by this gold structure, and you'll find these people in their hazmat suits. Didn't do much to help them. They're all praying, and if we turn around and look in the center here, this is where you now get the gold armor. You can see in the center of the box here a dead person, a corpse, and you can take the armor from there. Whilst we're here, I thought I should also mention that the batteries now change in your torch, your flashlight much quicker. So before it goes fully dark, we should see, there we go, it's instantly changed. So you don't need to worry about that mad panic if you're being pursued by something. Let's grab this now. And you can see we just grabbed the whole thing and leaving the corpse here, and you'll find this here. To get out of here, all you need to do is run over to this location. There is going to be a rope that takes you all the way out, all the way to an extended amount of cave systems. You'll slide down a section once again, and then eventually you'll find yourself on the way out. I'll be honest, my PC just crashed and I've just lost a load of recordings and also the script that I'd written for this. So we're going to continue on. Hopefully, I'll be able to share a few more things, but I'm gonna go ad lib for this. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is the campfire. Well, now, providing, let's light this. Once you add firewood, you'll see it being placed down. I need to go grab some really quickly. We can now place the firewood on the fire. You could do this before, but you will gradually see the wood crumble, and from there you can add more firewood onto this now. The burn time has also been increased, so do be aware of that, and that's the same for, I believe, the cash and leaves that you use to burn that as well. So something to bear in mind. Another thing that they have added while this is burning, they have added an admin panel for admin clients. I think this is for multiplayer at the moment, but it does hint that this will be used in dedicated servers, and so hopefully dedicated servers aren't that far down the line for us, hopefully in a couple of updates. They've also added a new auto backup system when overwriting saves. This is going to be great, but still the number one thing that I want when it comes to saving is the ability to write a title out for my saves so that I know which is my creative one, which is my hardcore survival, and which one's my normal playthrough. I think that would be really useful for them to add for a lot of people. They've also added a new enemy variant of the Puffie. So the Puffie enemy is the blind mutant that walks around the caves. They have added a new one. I haven't seen it yet, but do keep an eye out for that. I don't know if it's more difficult, but they have added a new one, which is nice to see. I think we do need to see more variants in the game. Also, when you go to saving the game, instead of going back to the pause, immediately you'll jump back into the game without having to go through the menu screen. Another nice little addition. You may have noticed that the squirrels are much quicker. The same goes for the rabbits as well. They're going to try and avoid you where possible. So do be aware that they might be a little bit more difficult to get during the months when you need them most, or the seasons. This particular save is in peaceful mode so that I can run around and show you everything that's changed without being attacked, but that does mean I am missing out on the new boss at the end game at the moment, which is a new demon boss. So do keep an eye out for that while you're in the lava area. I'm sure it will spring upon you and attack us. So make sure you're wearing your golden armor, because though that's moved location, it is very good against the demons. Not as good, as it's just had a little bit of a nerf. Instead of doing 90% reduction in damage against demonic damage, it now only does 70%. So you will have to pack more medicine with you when you're going down here. Just be aware of that and make sure to use the cross. Another change, depending on which camps you go to, you may find a new cannibal buildable, which is this, or I say buildable, a new cannibal structure, which is this 2-story build, which looks pretty cool. But obviously, I'm waiting for stone builds, hopefully in a upcoming update, maybe the next one. When it comes to eating, MRE packs are going to give you more fullness to your hunger, whereas the canned cat food, unfortunately, will now fill you less. They've also fixed it so that turtle eggs will not hatch in your inventory or on shelves. And the other thing that we need to talk about is the chainsaws. So the chainsaw now is going to drain your battery quicker than it had previously. So just be aware of that. It was slightly OP with the amount that we could use it. I'm not sure if I agree with them nerfing it though. So just be aware of that. If you seem to be going through your batteries a lot quicker now, that's probably why. You'll also notice in this bunker here that the door is now open. You don't need sticks or logs to get through. You can go straight in. Let me grab my torch again. And this one is the residential bunker, if I remember correctly. I take that back. I think this is the luxury one. And more importantly, if we go in here, there are some new changes. First of all, on the bookshelves, it is now filled with books. And most importantly about this section is there is no longer a shotgun on the side here. So if you do want to grab the shotgun, you're going to have to find it in its original dig spot, the grave, which you can, if you're not sure where it is, you can check out my video on that. There'll be a link in the top right hand corner now to that video so that you can find it. We're going to head across to the residential area now, which is slightly further along. One thing to note in the residential area is you can now enter this area once again after you've done the cutscene of the story. The sluggy is now no longer blocking the door, and this leads to the residential area. In the residential area, on the lower floors, you'll find this new surveillance room. I presume this is it, yes. And you can see various live feeds. Then all of the same shot at the moment. So I presume that will change later on. And you can have a look around should you wish. Another new addition, if we jump off here, we can now, whilst we're flying using the glider, pull out our GPS. It mentions other items, but this is the most important one for me, and it gives you a much better view of everything, whereas before you had to open the GPS and then use the glider, and you had to look down here in order to see it. So another nice little change, and there are plenty more. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying this video, if you find it helpful, please do hit the thumbs up, and if you want to keep up to date with the Sons of the Forest updates, make sure to subscribe. We also do build guides and various builds as well. I'll put a few up in the top right hand corner now as well. They've also added unique hit reactions to the dining hall bosses, which they added in the last update, and they've replaced their knockdowns with the shotgun with small staggers. And another little balance that they have added is that the player will no longer take stat damage while they're being strung up on the effigies, which is when you die or and wake up in a camp. We've also seen a huge amount of fixes. There's really too many to go through in this video. There's some to do with building, which I need to look into, and there are a load more from improved AI navigation, so Kelvin and, well, cannibals all going around your builds. Also to things like the duped items. They've fixed various bugs with that, and the custom day locations, you can see they've now fixed that. But there really are a ton of new fixes. I do recommend checking out the Steam page for these, as there's just too much to go through here. But guys, that is all we're going to cover in this. Obviously, there are a load of fixes and audio things that they have fixed that we haven't covered. I do recommend checking out the Steam for that, but we have covered all of the additions in this update. I'm going to be doing a video on the early access period of Sons of the Forest and whether that was a good idea by End Night. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below, but we are going to leave it there. Special thanks does go to all of our amazing patrons, most notably our Solarclipse patrons, James Owen, Firefless, and Treble, as well as our Lunas, the Calamity, Ben, Shoku the Emon Wolf, That Dude AW, and Star, as well as our Blood Moon of the day, which today is Papa Snoozy. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.